Hey pals, Peeps here. Thanks for dropping in to the World Cup Pitch Volume 3. We're going to go through some cards from the early 2000s up to 2010. We'll cover some representation from all three World Cups that took place in that first decade, 2002, 2006, and 2010, of course. And, well, let's start with what's on the board. Of course, we've got that 66 Epoca Pele lurking in the background. Gonna make it into every volume here, I believe. Just love that image so much. And also on the board is one I showed in volume 2 of this run, the 1998 World Cup stickers, Panini World Cup stickers, the classic. Thierry Henry, of course, winning the World Cup for France. And just a fabulous one there. Super proud of this one. I don't know if I showed the back last time. There it is, number 172. Gonna go through, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards here, and then we're gonna open up the last 3 packs of that Donruss release, the World Cup release. The first 3 packs were rather underwhelming, so maybe there's something lurking and waiting for us here. Anyhow, let's start off with the first card, a real doozy from the 2002 Panini World Cup set. Korea, Japan were the two host nations, and it is none other than R9, Ronaldo. Ronaldo, of course, took home the World Cup title in 2002, scored 8 goals in the tournament to win the Golden Boot. I believe was named player of the tournament. This was R9 at his peak, I would say, or right near the peak. There it is, Ronaldo in a rare PSA 10 in my collection. And we're gonna jump right to 2006. I've got some other graded World Cup cards from 2002, but we'll try to keep this rather tight. And let's skip to 2006. Someone who held the World Cup goal scoring record for a long time until the man Messi just broke it. This is none other than German superstar striker Miroslav Klose, and held the World Cup goal scoring record for a very long time until, I don't know, a week ago when Messi scored another hat trick and broke the record. Did he score a hat trick or did he just get 2? I think he just got 2 in the last game. Anyhow, he blazed past Miroslav here, already has 5 goals in the tournament, if I'm not mistaken, and I just thought this was a cool one. This is a very cheap card. I'm sure you could find this for like $5 or something. And it's 20 years old now. So, and a German legend, Miroslav Klose, again, held that record for a really long time. I just thought this was a really cool one. So there you have it, another legend from 2006. I think Klose had 5 goals in that tournament. Might have been the leading goal scorer in 2006. Italy won in 2006, and I don't have any representation of Italy from 2006 yet, so we'll see how that plays out. We've got the 2006 foil, 109. Now foil, not every player got foil. So this is well, you can see here. So Miroslav here on the left is card number 83, right? And that's just paper, as you'd say. But some superstars got the foil treatment. Now this is not a parallel. This is the base card, and let me tell you, the foil on this Henry, card number 109, is stunning. This is one I sent in to get graded. Came back a 9, which I was very happy with, given all the foil on here. One of the greatest of all time. Look at that foil work on this. This is incredible. Here's the back. So a couple from 2006. All right, we're gonna jump to 2010, and I went for a classic Panini sticker once again. 2010, the World Cup was held in South Africa, And here is number 122, Lionel Messi. Picked this up years ago now, but glad I did. Messi did not win the World Cup in 2010, but thought I'd get a couple things to represent the GOAT in his journey of the many World Cups he played in. Wish I had the 2006 Messi, but that is...
This is a very complicated case, Mod. You know, a lot of ins, a lot of outs, a lot of what have yous, and a lot of strands to keep in my head, man.
Anyhow, here it is, the 2010 Messi. Argentina got knocked out in the quarterfinal that year by Thomas Muller and Germany. Muller ended up, I think, winning the Golden Boot for having the most goals in the tournament. Germany did not win the tournament. And I do not have a 2010 Thomas Muller card to show. Maybe that's something I need to work on. Lionel Messi, the GOAT. Gotta have him in here somewhere. And there's more to come. All right, last one to show is from the 2010 Panini cardboard release. And that is Xavi Hernandez on the world champion Spanish squad. Took home the title in 2010. Xavi Hernandez is, one of the greatest of all time for sure. Like I said, won the World Cup in 2010, and I believe this was a COM-C pickup. This is not an expensive card, but for what it represents, it's just exactly the kind of card I look for. Here's the back of these. This one's number 96. The 2010 World Cup South Africa release, Xavi Hernandez. All right, let's see what's cooking in these last three packs. As I said, the first three were a bit of a dud, and we got to do better, right? These are kind of thick packs, 15 cards per pack, 90 cards in the box. So again, happy with that, certainly. Let's see how we do. And all the parallels, including chromium ones, are going to come in this release. There's no separate chrome product from Donruss, that is. Starting things off with a U.S. player, Diego Luna. I think we've already pulled a Diego Luna. I'm not totally mistaken. Maybe I'm mistaken. We've got a Eberechi Eze for England. Midfielder, excellent player. A Lamine Yamal, young superstar Lamine Yamal from Spain. And won again yesterday. Phil Foden. We've got one of those ice border foils of Ramos, Gonçalo Ramos from Portugal. And here's a parallel, an optic parallel of Jared Bowen. Plays for my West Ham. I talked a little bit about that in the last one. And you get two back-to-back optics, is what it seems like. We got a Tchouaméni from France. Zero Gravity of Mikel Merino. Plays for Arsenal, but also Spain, shown here in the Spanish kit. Mikel Merino would fill in at striker sometimes, but is best known for being kind of a ball control midfielder. That's kind of cool. Zero Gravity, kind of like that insert. We've got a Rookie Kings, and Drija Maskimovic, Serbia. Lautaro Martinez on a red border Pitch King. That's cool. Martinez, of course, a World Cup winner in 2022 alongside Messi and Enzo Fernandez and others. McAllister. What a squad. They still have a great squad, and I still think they have an incredible shot, frankly. What do we got here? A Senegalese player, Kamara. That is a rated rookie. We've got Zielinski, Polish international. We've got a Diego Gomez, Paraguay. Try to move a little quicker here. Moise Kean from Italy. Moise Kean was a huge prospect, I don't know, 5 years ago or so. Still a great player. Plays in the Italian league. And we've got Billy Gilmore from Scotland to close out the first pack. I'd also call that a little underwhelming. I don't know. For as difficult as this box was to get, me having to find it, search for it online, order it. I don't know. I'm a little surprised that, and maybe it's just around here, but I'm a little surprised they're not just readily available. All right, Nico Williams from Spain. Excellent player for Spain. Spain has a really good chance to win the whole thing, I'd say. Vlahovic, we've got Brahim Diaz from Morocco, Joshua Kimmich, or Kimmich, Germany. And how do you like that? We got a pink parallel. Oh, is this one of the exclusives? Pink cubic? Or maybe it's pink swirl. It says on the box over there. Let's, oh, is it gonna focus? Lautaro Martinez, pink swirl. Numbered to 99? 89. It's actually pretty sweet. Argentinian star and World Cup winner, Lautaro Martinez. And then we've got a Yarzabal and another optic. Excellent player for Spain. Scored a hat trick, I believe, in one of these group stage games. And we've got another optic, rated rookie, Nokai Banks from the United States. Not familiar with Banks, but rated rookie there. Wish it was cut a little better. You see that cut's pretty rough there. I've noticed a bit of that. How about a Dominators insert for Pele? That is super cool. I had mentioned in maybe the last episode how I love these Dominators as an insert, as the history of the Donruss Dominators insert goes all the way back to like the early 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Here's a Zero Gravity of Andy Robertson. Looks like maybe a red variation. We've got an Elite Series, Paddy McNair, Northern Ireland. Got a rated rookie of Pablo Monroy, Mexico. How about Ademola Lookman for Nigeria? Huge prospect years ago, had a bit of a resurgence in the Italian league the past couple of seasons. He's been fantastic. Zaire Emery for France, excellent young player, Zaire Emery. We've got Joseph Rosales for Honduras, and Argentinian Giuliano Simeone. All right, last pack. I don't know if the pink swirl was supposed to be the magic in these boxes, but would sure love to hit just even a base Messi. That would be super cool. And I think the set is, I don't think the set's huge, so, you know, the chances aren't awful. Victor Gyökeres. I think we've already gotten one of these, so we're seeing some doubles, which is not great. Pulisic. Of that, we've got a Anthony Gordon, starting for England at the moment. Dean Huijsen for Spain. Excellent defensive player. We've got on the optic, Milenkovic for Serbia. Another optic here. This is Lookman in the optic. And we've got our first optic holo, and it's Diego Luna for the United States. Alexis McAllister, Argentinian central midfield rock, I would say. Also plays for Liverpool on the Magicians insert. And we've got a Pitch Kings of Martin Odegaard for Norway. Incredible midfielder, great supplier of assists, and creates a lot of good chances. Excellent player, plays for Arsenal, who of course won the league last year. Martin Odegaard on the Diamond, or Pitch Kings rather. How about Otamendi on the Elite Series? Another Argentinian star, Nicolas Otamendi. Getting a lot of Argentinian stars, but no Messi thus far.
Perfectly calm, dude.
We've got Maksimovic, rated rookie for Serbia. James Rodriguez, who plays in the MLS now for my Minnesota Loons. That's super cool. Shown here in his native Colombian kit. Gabriel, shown here for Brazil. Brazil, I still say, has an excellent shot at this, especially players like Gabriel, literally one of the best players in the Premier League, no matter the position. And how about Ousmane Dembele for France? Just scored a hat trick. That was last night, I believe. Dembele won the Ballon d'Or a couple of years ago, or this was maybe just the last Ballon d'Or was Dembele. And last but not least, Chukwueze shown here in the Nigerian kit. Not a bad finish to the box. There are the highlights. We've got the Pele Dominators, the Otamendi Elite, the Pitch Kings of Lautaro Martinez, the Pink Swirl of Martinez, some Argentinian stars on the board today. Last but not least, we've got the Diego Luna Optic Holo for Team USA. Thought that'd be a cool highlight there. Thanks for joining me on this box break over 2 episodes. And, you know, if you're enjoying the soccer, let me know. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea over here in the States, but I got to tell you, I got the fever. Cannonball! Take care, everybody, and happy cupping.